welcome to, once again, another fabulous episode of Sports Nonsense and Whiskey. Here with the fellas, Tuesday, October 19th, back in the cave. How's everybody doing, Zach?
Good, I'm good.
Pinky?
Chilling, man. Living
SP?
that beach life.
Good, man. It's good.
Still on vacation.
Still on vacation. When you gotta go back? Tomorrow?
Thursday.
Oh, even better. Nice. Smart. Well done.
I need a vacation too, man.
You do need a vacation.
Yeah, I do.
Can you do that?
I mean, I guess technically.
You have somebody that can step up and take care of everything while you're gone?
Yes and no.
You need that person. That should be kind of what you start focusing on now.
You know, that person sounds expensive.
I mean,
True, it is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's not, but at what work-life balance cost are you willing to pay is, I guess, what it comes down to.
Apparently a lot.
That's
yeah.
fair then.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Depends on how cheap you are, right?
You know, right now it's more of an investment period. You know, you work hard.
Well, and that's
right
kind of where I'm
now.
getting at. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you 3, 4, 5 years down the road, you may not want to work at all and just let somebody do all of it.
Hey, man.
And collect that revenue.
Hopefully I'll have 40 franchises by then.
Yeah.
And,
You'll move on to the next business venture.
Maybe. We'll see.
Take up some kind of hobby, like ruining Cripple Creek.
Yeah, hey, that'd be kind of fun. I haven't been there for a while.
Breaking news, Cripple Creek removes all slot machines.
As long as a sports book keeps taking my money, Cripple Creek's got nothing to worry about.
You're just working on the tax write-off, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
You got losses to claim now,
Yeah. Especially after these last few weeks of bets.
right?
Yeah.
It's not been kind to me either.
Yeah.
I had one on the Josh Allen. I guess I didn't realize it was. I thought I was putting it on Josh Allen for $2.99 and 1.5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the extra part that said "and win." So he did that, but they did not win.
No, they did not
you
win.
You want to hear something that really sucks too? So, had this gut feeling, right? I'm like, I'm going to put down a $25 bet that the Dallas defense scores a touchdown against the Patriots, right?
And they did.
I didn't realize they put it down. First score was the
Oh
Dallas defense.
no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
So I was like, yeah, I know. I'm like, I have this feeling, man. I go, Diggs, he's on a heater.
You went nuts when he scored, huh?
Yeah. And then I checked and I'm like, oh no. I'm
Yeah.
like, no wonder the payout was so
So
good.
on the mobile app, it cut off after the $2.99.
Yeah.
So I just kept. When I looked at it this morning, I thought I had won.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Like, where's my cash?
where's my money?
Where's my money, sportsbook?
I messaged them and they're like, yeah, the bet was all of that and Bills win. And I was like, have a good day, sir.
Goodbye.
Yeah, can you imagine being that guy? Listen, here's the reason why he lost $5,000. You know what I mean? At some point, there's probably got to be a priest where it's like, you're dumb. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's
Stop
what they
doing
think every time they're replying to our
Yeah.
messages, like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, stop doing this.
read. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So,
So Zach's going to be zoned out for a few seconds here because he's trying to see if somebody's going to steal a base.
Yeah, they changed pitchers, so it's taking
it's
a moment.
over. Fly ball outfield done. Zach's done. All right, let's move along now. What would we like to discuss, ladies and gentlemen? Who's got something they'd
innings.
like to?
Extra
Extra
innings.
innings.
Extra innings. Yeah.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Come on.
Good luck
Get
with
this
that,
man some
Zach.
money.
Good luck with that.
Maybe he'll be your Gus Edwards. You know what I mean? Be somebody's Gus. That's
Wait, he went out with an injury.
I was gonna say
don't know.
get
I don't know where
injured
you're
and
going
not
with
be
that.
able to back up.
no. That was because he scored that touchdown and caught those last few drives in that Raider game, and won me my money.
You're
That's what
not
I'm
thinking
talking
of
about.
Gus
It
Edwards.
wasn't
bro.
Russ. It wasn't Gus.
Gus
is out.
Edwards plays for Baltimore and was the backup to
You're
Dobbins.
thinking
Oh.
Tyus Williams.
Huh?
Tyus Williams.
No, was
one.
it Edwards?
You're
From the
Brian
Raiders.
Edwards,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
Not Gus.
Sorry, nobody cares
Yeah,
about.
you're thinking
Gus.
about a wide receiver, not a running back.
Yeah.
Well, you said Gus. Gus is a running back.
Who cares? Nobody cares about Gus. Brett. Was it Brett?
Brian
Brian?
Wow.
All right.
with
Never
a
mind.
Y.
Okay, nobody. All right, nobody cares. Period. All right, about Edwards. Anyways, you're missing the point. All right. Moral of the story is, he could be your miracle maker. All right, you don't know this.
Extra innings.
Quit
Let's
being
go.
haters, man. Throwing that negativity out in the world.
Extra innings for this guy over here.
Nobody's trying to hate. We're just trying to, follow along with what you're really talking about.
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm sleep deprived and I'm tired.
Okay.
And that's after a nap.
And drinking.
All right. All right.
Anyways, enough with me.
Nonsense?
Anything? Anyone? Speak up, hold your peace, that kind
I
of
mean,
thing.
I got a lot of stories, but I don't know if we'd have enough time.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to do a full rundown of Pinky's vacation.
I will say, when you're in Florida, when the rednecks come out, it's awesome. And I wouldn't say it's just people in the South, but there's just a lot of large people, and they're living their best lives. And every single one of them had that, like, grumpy, I hate life, I hate everyone look on their face. It was very sad. I was just like, you live by the beach. Why are you so angry?
What part of that is them living their best life?
That's kind of where I got thrown off.
I mean, when you're that large.
Again, not where I expected the story to go.
When you're that large, you're living your best life. I should
know.
know. I'm a large man.
This is an M. Night Shyamalan twist here. It's like, this is awful.
Living their best lives.
Started bad.
The
I did
story
learn
of
no sleeves.
hell.
Don't wear sleeves in Florida. It's like a thing.
Huh.
Everybody was sleeveless
Okay.
for the most part.
I
Hot,
guess it
humid,
makes
minimal clothing. Sure.
Yeah, it
Sure.
was warm.
Hmm.
It was warm.
Yeah, I hate the humidity.
I am not a fan of the humidity, and this was in October. I'm like, I can't even imagine going here like for the summer.
Yeah, forget that, dude.
No,
I'm gonna have your stupid beach. I don't care about your water.
I did like the beach though. Beach was nice.
My water's better because it comes from the mountains.
I mean, I like the hot springs here.
Yeah, that's cool too. I dig it. Just saying. Nobody cares about your sand either. Anyway,
Food's good.
Yeah.
It was bike week, so there was motorcycles everywhere.
Bike week in Daytona, dude. You probably saw some. Sick
Well, it wasn't.
rides.
So it wasn't bike week specifically. That is in February,
I
I
was
believe.
gonna say I thought it was different.
So I heard someone tell us we were getting the 411 on it. It's Biketoberfest.
Okay.
So all the bike.
Still
folks
probably saw
will-
some really cool stuff.
Yeah, it's about. They said it's about a third the size of Bike Week, and I'm like, if this is a third the size during Bike Week, I'm just like, I'm out. I'm gonna Airbnb my place. I'm gone. I would not want to be there during Bike Week because there was bikes everywhere. They don't care. They cut you off. They go in between. We were parked and one almost took off the front of the rental car because he decided he wanted to get over and hang with his buddies, and he literally just he was almost right next to us, and the next thing you know, he was coming in front of us.
You would think people would try to make an effort to be a lot less stupid. You know what I
Who
mean?
knew that guys zipping around on motorcycles was going to be the get off my lawn point for Pinky?
I have never liked people on motorcycles, bicycles. I am not a fan of it. I am one of the folks that when I'm out in public, I'm walking. I don't walk out in front of a car, even if I know I have the right of way.
Yeah.
I wait and make sure. Have they stopped?
Yeah.
Or are they just like, I don't care about you. I'm going to keep going, right?
Right.
I'm not going to put myself at risk.
Sure.
And I understand that when I'm driving too. I drive real slow, like, okay, is this person coming across? Because I'm watching for him.
I'll
right?
walk out there. You hit me. I get that money.
There's one way to do it.
Or your family does one way or the other.
I know me. I'm going to break a lot of stuff if someone hits me. So it's not going to be good for me. But so I've got this respect for it. But when I notice people on the roadways on their motorcycle or on a bike, they just act like they own the road. Like they don't have to pay attention to everyone else. You have to pay attention to them.
What bothers me is the people who don't understand, hey, if your bike's on the road, you follow the rules of a car, okay? And if you're on a sidewalk, you're a pedestrian. And they choose not to do either. They just pick whatever they want. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get on the curb and run a red light. You know what I mean? Because I'm a pedestrian now, and it's just it blows.
I mean,
my
we didn't
mind.
get a lot of. When we went to Disney World, we got a little bit of traffic, and because we went in the morning, and we caught like Orlando traffic, and sure enough, we're going 20, 30 bumper to bumper. Motorcycle just comes right up between the cars, and he's weaving in and out of cars as they're going 20, 30 miles an hour.
Legal for them.
It's not legal in most places. It's legal in some places if the cars are stopped.
You know, it's legal in Florida for them to drive in between on
If they're
lines.
stopped.
No, anytime. Just like in California, it's legal anytime. They can drive in between traffic.
lane splitting.
Yeah.
That's just not smart, though.
It's not legal in Colorado for motorcycles, but it is legal in those two states. And it is sketchy, dude. I've had dudes. I've been in bumper to bumper stop traffic on the 405 or whatever the hell it is in California, and
Sounds
I've had
right.
dudes zip through on not just like your speed bikes, your racers, big old hogs with bags on the side doing like 75, 80, and you're like, to me, like I'm stopped, so you hit me, like I'm not really gonna do much to me probably, but like the nerves I have for them thinking about like any little move from somebody when you're going that speed, there's no room to correct and get out. Like, it's crazy.
And people aren't looking for that person going 70.
Yeah, why should you?
When
be?
you're stopped.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Right. You can go ahead and just scratch
So-
off that organ donor part on the back of your license.
crazy,
'cause,
man.
Thankfully,
crazy.
when I'm with my wife, she does most of the driving, so she was terrified the whole time because there's just bikes everywhere, and we both have that. Because I probably I drive a little bit slower when there's bikes around. I pay attention.
Yeah.
Smart. That's smart.
I don't want to hit them. I know if you get hit on a bike, bad things are gonna happen.
Right. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. If only they had as much care about themselves
Their own
as
lives.
you do. Yeah. Well, cool.
But yeah, lots of cool bikes. The ones with the lights on them, the custom made ones. There was a lot of cool stuff.
I'd ask you about specific kinds, but I'm going to go on a limb and say you would not know what I'm talking about.
No, I know some of the BMW and Ducatis and stuff like that because I worked with some bike guys for a little bit. But
Well, I mean, I'd more like those are super cool too, but like then you go even more rare, your MV Agustas and things of that nature, which is along those Ducati lines. But I also really like your bobbers and your cafe racers and some of those tricked out old school Indians and Harleys and
there was quite a few of those.
you know, and then there's some super cool stuff that baggers are doing these days too. So I love bikes. I grew up, my dad was a big Harley guy.
I saw a
and so-
couple out there with the Spider, the Can-Am Spiders. I like those because they got 3 wheels. And I
My
feel like
dad's
I
got to
would-
ride those now. He can't due to some injuries. He can't really hold up.
See, I feel like I could get away
bike the way he
with
wants
doing
to.
that because I wouldn't tip it.
Yeah, sure, man. Anybody can ride a trike. So
Yeah, man.
Have you guys been seeing everybody on those like Lime scooters?
Yes.
Yeah.
eating it hard.
No.
Oh yeah, dude. There's been some
for real?
instances. Oh yeah. In Denver, some major instances.
No, we've been starting to see an influx of them coming through our drive-through.
Dude, there's been people like jumping on and riding 2 at a time, a foot on each, and just dude. Yeah, there's been some stories and some incidents that I've heard of that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's good. That's
What's
not
really
funny.
the problem though is the same thing I think that's happened back in Seattle with their bikes that they tried to do that were free for people to grab and drop off in certain areas of the city. People would ride them down certain areas like these huge hills. They wouldn't want to ride them back up any of the hills. They'd dump them, and they weren't drop off areas.
Oh, I see.
But there's not anybody really designated to come then make sure bikes are picked up, and so it became this huge issue. And that's kind of what people are starting to worry about with these scooters and stuff because
Yeah.
when they die, they're going to start dying in areas, especially as they get older. Those batteries aren't going to have the same lifespan they did, and they're going to start
Right.
dying in areas where it's more inconvenient for somebody to take it to a right area than it is to just leave it there. And it's
Well, yeah. What are you gonna do? Call an Uber to pick you and your dead scooter?
yeah, you're going to start
I mean-
seeing them scattered is the fear.
I mean,
So-
there's technology out there that they could literally track where they're all at, and
Yeah, sure.
when they see it's stopped and not been moved in a day, they could go get it. Like,
yeah, it's just the cost that becomes to then constantly have to. There's going to become a point where they start spending more time and money on picking the scooters up
Yeah.
than the scooters are generating for them.
Right. I mean, that's technically you just described recycling. It costs more money to recycle than it does to just make new stuff.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. But it's fun zipping around on those downtown
That-
and
Not
stuff.
doesn't look fun to
not
me,
for me,
no.
but yeah, good luck to everyone else who does it. Not me though. Not gonna
yeah,
happen.
I'm clumsy. That just wouldn't work well for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty much on your.
I'm a little top heavy. I know I wouldn't do well on that.
You never learned how to really tuck and roll, did you?
A
You're-
man my
you're-
size doesn't tuck and roll very
more,
gracefully.
You're more of a bounce and skid.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Actually, mine is normally like this tragic kind of stop. You know what I mean? Like,
Like the slow motion, like you know that it's going to go down and
no,
there's
like
no
mine
stopping
Mine
it.
are like sudden stops. You know what I mean? It's like person meets thing that does not move. And
Okay, yeah.
yeah, I don't want that. I don't need that in my life, man. I hurt myself doing regular things. I don't need to put myself at risk.
Okay. All right. Zach,
Just looks nervous over there.
you got anything to chime in on?
Dude has like this look on his face like he mortgaged his house on this bet.
I know. He lost
Yeah.
$25 and
Yeah.
the kid looks like he
Yeah,
just
I know.
lost his
Is
life
there
savings.
Something you need to tell us, Zach?
It's just the emotional high than the letdown.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah, you need 4 yards from Aaron Jones catching a football.
You know what helps? Whiskey.
You need
Whiskey.
Dawson Knox to score a touchdown, and he breaks his hand. I mean,
Whiskey helps with all of those things. We've got some Glenn Levitt
Is that what
Founders
happened in that
Reserve
game?
tonight.
Dude, I did not get to watch that game because I was so busy.
We've got some St. Augustine.
so yeah, I did
Yeah.
on my travel.
We've got some more Bird Dog.
Got to visit the St. Augustine Distillery, and it's part of the little trolley tour that you can do. They have a drop off there, and go check it out. Pretty darn good. Enjoyed it. They gave you a couple samples, did a couple shots to taste They have mixers with every shot that they give you. I then asked them, hey, can I just get a couple of these without the mixer so I can just see how your whiskey tastes, right? And pretty good, man.
I did not
Pretty
try
good.
that. I tried the Glenn Levitt, the Founders Reserve, so I'll try the St. Augustine next. Pinky, as always, will get pictures up so you guys can see what we're sipping on. And we got the usual suspects in the background, obviously, but those are the 2 new ones tonight. So, they ease some pain, Zach. Enjoy yourself. Relax a little bit.
Treat yourself.
It'll be better soon.
I mean, you did win a good amount of money this weekend, so I don't really feel too bad for you.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, I did do good this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real good.
Yeah, real
Yeah?
good. He did nice. Real nice.
yeah. I want one of those weekends.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I need one of those. It's been a little bit.
That's it, man. I got to start following your message chains a little bit better. Apparently,
I need one of those, and I'm gonna cash out and go on a little vacay myself.
I hit every parlay except for one.
yeah. Nice. That's good. I like that.
That's damn good.
Yeah,
I can't get any of my parlays.
I need to win a little 15 to 2 and take some of that and just do a nice little 4-day weekend Colorado trip and go have fun.
Yeah, buddy.
I just needed Tannehill to throw one touchdown. That's all I needed. Just one touchdown.
Well, it doesn't sound like we're gonna do much more nonsense. So let's jump into some sports here, Zach. Let's start with some baseball. Where are we at? What's going down? Other than your lost bet for Steels, let's not go down that road.
Well, you got the Red Sox leading the series 2-1. They're actually up 2-1 right now in the second.
And the games they've won, they've blown out Houston.
Blown out Houston.
What was it? 8-3 and 10-5 or something like that.
12-5.
12-5. Yeah,
they
they
had 2 grand slams in the game that I was kind of seeing a little bit.
smoked them.
Yeah.
Smoked them. So Boston looks like the
Well, they've hit
prohibitive.
3 grand slams in the last 2 games.
Yeah. They look like the prohibitive favorite out there in the AL. Well, what do we got going down in the NL right now?
Right now, the Braves are leading the Dodgers in the series and in the game 5-2.
This isn't NLCS and ALCS?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the Braves are about to go up 3-0 on the Dodgers, right?
Correct.
Let's go Braves.
So it looks like it's going to be a Braves-Boston
Braves all the way.
final.
Braves all the way.
It would be
haven't won
crazy.
one in a
It would be
while.
crazy if the Braves won because they lost Acuna. Little.
The
about
Dodgers just tied it.
Dodgers just tied it. Yes, come on, Dodgers. You'll never hear me root for the Dodgers except for this point right here for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, I just want my guy to get on base.
I grew up a Braves fan too. That's what's crazy.
I'm rooting for the Braves overall.
But
That's fine.
Braves win.
I
It'd
kind
be,
of want the Dodgers and the Houston just because I want that.
I want
rivalry.
that. That's exactly what I want. I want that
I want none
storyline.
of that.
I want that
None of that.
storyline big time. That would be amazing. But
You
it
know-
looks like it's
you know
going to be
a Houston
Boston,
fan's
Atlanta.
coming out of Los Angeles dead if that happens, right?
Check this out. That's the best storyline in my opinion, and I love that. But Boston, Atlanta would be a good storyline too because the Braves lost Acuna. They made some great moves, like Zach said that they would, to get them back in it.
Their pitching staff has come on
Yep,
very good
big
in
time.
late.
So that's a good story there. Boston wasn't even picked to get into the playoffs as a wild card. They were picked to finish third in their division, maybe even
Well, they
fourth.
had that stretch that they were.
So
Bad.
they had kind of a magical season because they weren't expected to do this at all. So there's their own storyline there. While it's not as good as that LA Houston storyline would be, it'd still be a pretty fun series, I think. But I want that Dodgers Houston. I want that Dodgers
I-
Astros real bad, real bad. I think that'd be amazing.
Doesn't do anything for me.
Why not?
I think it'd be entertaining.
just
Joe
wanna-
Kelly has a certain hate for the Astros.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
He wasn't
no
even
one-
part of that team. He wasn't even on that World Series team that lost to them.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't.
3
He
years
came
ago?
the year after that. But he just
Yeah,
hates
he
that they
did.
cheated so much.
He did. You're
that,
right.
that
He
he's
was on
sitting there
Boston.
throwing at heads, dude. Like, giving crying baby faces. Joe Kelly's something else, dude.
They throw golf balls.
I don't care. I don't care about that one at all.
Oh,
I'd rather see the Braves because the Braves haven't won one in a long time. Red Sox have won a few.
Thinking about the Dodgers trying to get revenge on Houston that way. Oh, it'd be so great.
I mean, it's revenge on them if they don't make it too. Like it doesn't,
Nah, that's not the same revenge, Pinky. You don't get to do it to them.
It
There's
holds
a
no
certain
value to me.
satisfaction when you get to beat somebody that caused you harm in some way. There's a certain satisfaction you get when you're the one that gets to give that true retribution, not somebody else.
Yeah, still doesn't do anything for me.
All right. Well, that's baseball. Basketball starts tonight.
Yep.
Kicks off NBA season. Very excited for me. Wearing my Bird jersey. Thank you, Pinky.
Looks good.
Thought I'd support a little NBA this evening. Throw this bad boy on since the start of the season.
It is really white. That's going to be one of those jerseys, like, if you're eating anything, you just got to take it off. Can't wear that while you're eating anything.
I'm pretty clean, dude. I'm not too scared about it. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens.
Your beard says otherwise.
What are you talking about? My beard is clean. This thing
For
is
a baby
clean.
bird, maybe.
It's clean. It's brushed. It's oiled. This thing is well maintained right now.
Definitely, it looks better than it normally does. I'll give you that.
I mean, it could use some fine tuning, but as far as cleanliness and upkeep, it's been
You doing some beard oil on that at this point?
a long time. I've been using it for a long time. It's got some curly to it, so it always looks like it's a little bit more unkept than it actually
You're
is.
a little less homeless today and a little more Kyle Orton.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, back to the NBA here for a minute. Ben Simmons reported to Philly and then proceeded to sit out of everything for the first practice and got suspended for tomorrow and fined.
Well, he's trying to pull a James Harden.
Why?
But he's not James Harden.
Why show up if that's what you're going to do? Like, it's not. At least James Harden showed up and participated. He half-assed it, but he participated. This dude's like, nah, I'm here, but I'm just going to chill in my jumpsuit over here on the sideline holding the basketball and lean on the wall, bro.
My hammy's kind of tightened up a little bit.
Stupid. So he went from having all the support in his corner and Philly looking like the idiots to now he's looking like an idiot at the same time.
I mean, he does got to get their asking price down. That's the problem. Their asking price is pretty steep.
that doesn't make it. Nobody's going to come up and if you're sitting there being that kind of dude, that doesn't make your trade value go up.
Right.
That
He
doesn't make
want it to go up. He wants it to go
no,
down.
but that doesn't make more people want you. That doesn't make more people want to get involved with you. So you're lessening the destinations that are willing to come get you at whatever asking price might be available. Bad move.
That's just a bad move overall. It's over there trying to pull an Antonio Brown. You know what I mean?
So
Not a good
Philly's
look.
never going to get what they need back from him, and they're going to have to trade him. They're never going to get back to still be a contender. I think they're out. Toronto's going to be interesting. Lowry's not there. Will they be competitive? Boston's going to be interesting with a healthy Tatum and Brown. Obviously Brooklyn, but Kyrie can't play home games or practice because of New York City rules.
Yeah, explain this whole thing to me, the Kyrie thing.
Okay, so New York City says to be indoors around a group of people, you have to be vaccinated. Have to be.
Okay.
Kyrie's not vaccinated. So per New York State rules, he cannot be in the practice facilities with his teammates. This is not an NBA rule. NBA still has their protocols for COVID.
I think I saw a headline that said that the NBA said this is a Brooklyn Nets issue, not an NBA issue.
It is. Because other states don't have the same rules. So in those states where these rules do not exist, you go through your COVID protocols, you do your test, you come back clean, you're good. You don't, you sit your time, you come back, you test clean, you're good. You can't do that in New York City because plain and simple, to be indoors with people, you have to have a COVID vaccine. He doesn't have it. He can't practice. He can't play. So half his season is already out. He could do away games, but the Nets said that's more of a hassle than it's worth. You stay home. We'll pay you for road games. We'll fine you for home games. So he's out. So it's Durant and Harden right now. Can they win by themselves with the cast? No, I don't think they can.
That'd be tough.
Miami's looking like they could do some things with Butler, Lowry, Hero, and the guys they've got around them. Atlanta came on hot last year. Ice Trey's playing well. John Collins, they've got a young core down there. There's some stuff to watch in the East, obviously. The West is crazy. The Lakers, Westbrook added. Then you've got some bigs coming back with Howard, and you've got LeBron still there and Davis. Can they stay healthy with Melo there now? Old, but very talented. Can Phoenix jump up and do anything? They just said they're not going to make a deal with Ayton. They lose him, their dynasty chances of that young core is out the window for sure. So this is the last year they may have with Ayton, Paul, Booker, and that young core. Utah's always dangerous.
Phoenix plays an up-tempo game, which will be tough for the Lakers to handle in playoff time.
Maybe. Paul likes to slow it down. Paul plays half court. He likes to be a general and run it through that. He doesn't necessarily play fast break basketball.
That's the way you really wear out the Lakers, though.
And then
at that age,
Utah, can they finally break through? They've got Donovan Mitchell. They've got Rudy Gobert. They've got some solid pieces with Ingles and some other guys around him. The Nuggets, are they going to be healthy this year? God, they might have one of the best young cores, if not the best young core in the NBA right now with Jokic and Murray and Gordon.
And MPJ.
And Michael Porter Jr. There's some huge storylines there as well. Who comes out of East Side? I'm honestly not sure because the team I left out, finally, that I will discuss is going back to the East, the Milwaukee Bucks, the defending champions. They didn't get worse.
Champs are playing tonight, actually.
And they're only going to get better and grow as champions, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, if Giannis can play that style of basketball, he's just some of what he did in the playoffs
if he plays
last year.
That style of basketball and continues to develop his shot, scary, dude. Scary.
When he played physical, he could not be stopped.
So I'm super stoked. And then you've got some outskirt teams. You've got people like Portland who I don't think they're contenders, but do they move those pieces? Do they keep McCollum? Do they keep Lillard? You've got Washington out in the East with Bradley Beal. Does he stick around? There's some pieces that could get moved and jump somebody right into overall contention. So super excited about this season. I'm ready to let it get set off. Excuse me. So we will get going. Still early, Pinky. It's really early. It's an 82-game season. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
nasty.
it.
The
He's
last
showing
two
me
games
an
they've
Avs
been getting blown
score,
up.
and don't worry about it.
Last
Avs
game they
fans,
got
they'll be
blown
fine.
up. This game they're getting blown up.
Avs fans, they'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Play better. Suck less.
Watch your basketball. We're going to talk more. Moving along, we did discuss how hockey started last week. We did say we're going to mention the Evander Kane story. So, Pinky, you want to run it down as best as, and then we'll talk about it a little bit.
All I could see was a bunch of allegations brought up against his ex-spouse against him.
So that's how it all started. Was the ex-spouse came out and started talking about abuse allegations and him gambling on hockey. That's how this all started kind of coming to light of him being basically not a good dude. Teammates don't like him, so on and so forth. What gets him, though, and this is what cracks me up, what he finally gets in trouble for, this is like some...
He's the Al Capone of
Yeah, exactly. This is like some Al Capone shit where he gets busted for tax evasion, right? Evander Kane gets a 21-game suspension to start the season because he provided fake COVID-19 vaccine card to the NHL and the San Jose Sharks.
Which I don't know, like, how he thought that was going to go. Like, the vaccine cards have numbers on them. They can verify those numbers. There's codes on them that say, like, this vaccine was given at X time. Like, it's like going in and putting references down for that new employer that you're going to, and you're like, yeah, here's my references, and then they call your references, be like, we never heard of this guy.
Bad. It's just stupid. So The dude's willing to do that. It does make you wonder. NHL came out and said they investigated the abuse allegations. They found nothing. They cleared him of it. Moving along.
They didn't find any gambling.
The gambling
issues.
supposedly has been closed as well. I have a feeling there might be more actually to that story. The NHL doesn't want to open that bag of worms and cause issues for them. They're barely starting to come back into the public sports.
I think they're gaining
spotlight.
a little ground.
Yeah.
So,
with the
yeah.
ESPN this year, I think they're going to join. With them being back on ESPN this year, I think they're going to jump in some huge viewership. So they don't want that gambling hanging over their sport right now when, they just had a lockout like 10 years ago, like maybe 15. They're still trying to get over that last thing, and that hurt them a lot.
I mean, they've done a lot to change.
They're trying to pick up the game. They've changed some
They've
rules.
changed the ruling to get the scoring up.
Yeah,
The
so
scoring's been...
They're starting to come back into that spotlight for American sports, but something like that would kill them. Sports gambling's insane if you have those stories break. There's still people out there who, no matter what you tell them, and there's a lot to support it. Michael Jordan took time off from the NBA because of gambling issues. Had nothing to do with his father or wanting to play baseball. You've got teams in Vegas now that for the longest time, professional sports wanted nothing to do with that city because of the implications it could cause. You've got Pete Rose, arguably the best hitter in baseball ever, not in the Hall of Fame because he bet on his team. Well, bet on baseball. We'll say that. So the fact that it was alleged and the NHL, in my opinion, so quickly came out and said it was investigated, closed, and no issues there, makes me realize a couple things. One, how badly it could hurt the NHL, and they want no part of it. Two, gambling isn't like it used to be, where it's this done in the dark. You don't speak about it in public. It's only whispered. You don't talk about your bookies out
Correct.
loud. Like, you know what I mean? Now it is part of the public spotlight. There's commercials. There's sports leagues promoting the use of it to enjoy the game.
I don't know if I'm pretty confident they're not allowed to bet on their sport or their game, right?
Athletes are not allowed to bet on their own sport. The 4 major sports, as far as I know, still have those bylaws in where you cannot bet on your own sport. You can bet on any other sport, but not your own. I believe is how it is. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what it is. But my thing is where do you draw the line though? Because they're playing fantasy football, and they're putting money on that.
I'm perfectly fine with a guy betting on any game that he is not playing in.
Well, what if they're betting on their fantasy football team? They happen to have, let's say, themselves and the quarterback, and they're just feeding themselves the ball all game because they need to win their fantasy game, and whether they win the real game or not doesn't matter because they'd already clinched a playoff spot. How do you feel about something like that?
Fantasy is a little bit different because normally it's not weekly buy-ins or like you're not putting a money on each specific.
People still have money on the line though, Pinky.
There's money on the line. Again, I don't think they're worried so much about. I wouldn't be worried about fantasy football. I would just be worried on, Dak Prescott betting on the Cowboys to win or lose the game that he is in. Like
let's be honest, they kind of already do that, right? Because their contracts have clauses in them that says, if such and such goal is met, you get such and such extra money.
A lot of incentives
clauses,
out
right?
there, right? Yeah.
Right? They're incentive bonuses. You hear all the time how dudes are like, we got him 10 receptions today because if he hit those 10, he got an extra 100,000 and we wanted him to have it. They kind of already do that with their, granted it is completely different, but in a way it's kind of similar, right? They're playing fantasy football. They can gamble on other sports, not their own. We're at an unprecedented time is what I'm trying to say, where that line is so thin now.
Again, to me, as long as you're not betting on the game that you impact, I'm okay with it. Your personal performance,
So you're saying Trayvon Diggs could bet on his brother Stephon Diggs' game?
Yeah, absolutely.
But wouldn't that be like some serious insider information stuff going on?
Technically,
and you'd be okay with that though?
I'm okay with it.
Interesting. And I'm not saying I disagree with it. I'm just saying, look right there how thin this line already is, and you're willing to let it go even thinner.
I'm just saying if you do not impact the game with your performance, I don't mind if you bet on it. But if you do impact that game based on your performance, which you could in the back of your head not catch that ball on third down, not go all out, that could cause some issues, absolutely. Right? Because you're betting on something that you impact.
What if you're blowing a team out and the team you're blowing out, you have that defense in fantasy? So you don't catch the 3rd and 10 that you were kind of open on. You just happen to drop it because that helps your defense beat your opponent.
But does it unless you score?
But I'm saying...
But the rest of your team still has to score, and usually you're playing... Again, that might
that
be
could
a Monday night thing.
I'm saying. But that could be a situation, and it's not unheard of. I'm not like making up something that's so far-fetched that it would never happen. These are things that happen weekly in fantasy all the time. So if that can happen, which I wouldn't put that
the
past
NFL
anybody.
allows them all to play fantasy football, and they all talk about I've got me on my fantasy team
dude.
or whatever.
So these things are going down.
I don't think they're that worried about that part of it, but
I think you're foolish to think otherwise.
if it was a big issue, the NFL wouldn't allow it. But what's made the NFL continue to grow over the last 10 to 15 years? Fantasy football.
Hell yeah.
What is now for that next players when they go back to the CBA? What's going to generate all those higher salaries? Sports betting.
Hell yeah.
So they're all cool with it. The NFL is cool with it. And again, they're just not going to let you bet on your games.
Just saying, man, that line starts getting thinner and thinner, and that is a scary thing. Scary thing. You start getting into those point shaving situations and how easy it is for a good athlete to do something like that. It's a scary thought.
It would absolutely cause some concern. But that's why it would be basically like if you bet on a game you're playing in, you're out. If you get caught on it, you're out. Don't do it.
Word. Well, I think it's an interesting topic. I think there's plenty
I do like
of
that
spider
insider
webs.
trading that you mentioned. That's a good point.
I mean, there's plenty of webs that we can talk about, and off season rolls around. We got a little bit more time to talk other things other than just specific games and sports. We can do that, but I think it's really sports betting and gambling in general is a crazy topic to me, and all the intricacies that go along with it on so many different levels and sides. Last thing I'll mention here before we jump into football, and if anybody else has anything, feel free to mention it. But I neglected to mention the giant fight coming up that has since passed. Fury Wilder 3. Fury smoked him out in the 12th. I believe Fury got knocked down twice. Wilder got knocked down 3 times. Fury went up to him after the fight to basically say, mad respect to you. And Wilder's like, nah. He wanted no part of it. And at that moment in time, 2 things I knew for sure. 1, I did the right thing by switching from Wilder to Fury. Because the first fight, I was all Wilder, dude. King Kong, I was all about that. American, smoke that bum, rehab recovering gypsy Englishman out. By the second fight, I was split because I started learning about Fury and his story and stuff. Really liked the dude, but I still like the bravado and everything that came with, just Wilder wanting to just knock somebody the hell out. Didn't really care about technique or style. He just wanted to crush people. By the third fight, I was off Fury. Let that Gypsy King smoke him. He's just a better boxer, man. More technique, more skill. He's a better talker. That seems to go a long way in boxing. I always kind of like that guy who can kind of talk and back it up. There's something about that level of cockiness where you can just crush anybody.
What was his outfit again? Did he come
Wilder?
out? No, Fury.
Oh, I didn't see any outfits.
He came out. His outfit was crazy. But they had it all over.
Well, anyways, Fury won. That'll be the end of that probably. Most people say Fury won all 3 fights. There was no split decision on the first one, so that's probably done. The next big one I'm really looking forward to, and I will probably order this and we can watch it, is the Crawford fight that's coming up with damn it, I just forgot his name. But that's going to be for some belts, and that's going to be a good one. That's all I got there. That's all I got for now. That's it.
I mean, it was a good fight from what everybody said. I didn't get to see it. Oh yeah, he came out as like a Trojan. Or Spartan.
Yeah,
Came out in full Spartan gear.
Actually, that's a Roman soldier, but yeah. A Roman legionnaire.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they put Spartan on that, but yeah, that's a legionnaire.
Yeah.
So
Sparta would be the face mask. That was the nice feathery head brush, kind of Legionnaire Roman.
a little bit of history for you guys.
Boom, done. Aqueducts, look it up. Moving along.
What sucks? Roman bathhouses. Just be careful what you search.
Public restrooms, no doors. Everybody talk to each other. Enjoy.
Sounds like fun.
You never know.
Pinky, lead us to your promised land.
Ooh. Week 7 is upon us. And 6 teams are on bye this week.
Yep.
6.
6.
It's a lot of teams.
I had like 3 of my fantasy leagues that out of the like 11, I looked at my squad and I was like, oh, well, that's a loss.
I mean, you're basically talking a fifth of the league. It's
Yeah.
a good number.
I was just, wait, how did I not see this? I mean, I usually don't pay attention to buys, and it's usually like you'll have 2 or 3. But I have like 6. I looked at my bench. I don't even have enough guys to put a full roster in right now.
Man, wish I was playing you this week.
Nope. Junior's playing me.
Well, that's unfair.
Well, on one of my leagues, half my team's on IR and the other's on bye. So I'm like, all right,
That's even more fun.
yeah. I'm like, well, enjoy the win. Not even gonna try.
All right. Let's move through these. I've got a lot to say about the Broncos.
Why?
So we'll get there.
Oh, Pinky, are you going to get me started?
No, definitely not. You're mean sometimes. Bengals, Ravens.
Pinky don't like that truth serum that comes at him sometimes when it comes to these orange-colored glasses.
Bengals, Ravens. Huh? Boy, Ravens are looking good.
Lamar Jackson's the MVP.
Well, how about we talk about the fact that defense held Herbert to 6 points?
Oh, it's absurd.
That's
Pretty crazy. I would not
that's
have
It's
ridiculous.
absurd.
24. Sure.
Yeah.
6.
If that defense is clicking like that the rest of the year and Lamar Jackson keeps playing the way he has, Super Bowl Baltimore.
He is throwing the ball better than he has in
Yeah.
the past.
Right.
And now he's got a true number 1 receiver, Bateman,
back.
who
Oh,
just came
man.
back, his first game back.
Bateman, Andrews, and the way Hollywood's been playing. And now they've got that trio of veteran running backs that they can just move in and out. And
I still think Tyus is the best one of them all. And they
I
don't play
agree.
him as much.
I agree. I think the rookie is the most talented, and yet Freeman's running crazy. They let Le'Veon Bell run in for a touchdown. Latavius Murray's still playing. I don't get it, but okay,
Whatever works.
it's working for them. They're gonna. That's
5-1. The Bengals are scrappy. I do like the Bengals.
I think it's gonna be a fun game, but I do not see the. Bengals
It is in
winning.
Baltimore, and it is Baltimore by 6.
Yo,
I gotta go Ravens.
Jamar Chase had. Let me make sure I get this right. If I'm remembering what I heard correctly, he's got more yards in his first 6 games than. No, I'm not gonna say it. I apologize.
Why don't you
It was-
pull
Jerry
up-
Rice and Calvin Johnson.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Jerry Rice's first year was not like spectacular.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like he's got at least 1 touchdown in every game this year.
What's more crazy about Jamar Chase is he has like 3 or 4 touchdowns over 40 yards. That's what's crazy.
Here's
about
what's
him.
really crazy. He took last year off.
He did not play at all.
Well,
He was rested.
yeah, I was gonna
Man.
say some of the players who entered the draft are showing that actually was a good thing. You look at Micah Parsons too, like taking that year off, came in and looked like a beast.
To me, I think it just tells you how crazy talented they actually were, and had they played, they wouldn't have fallen as far.
I don't
as they
think any
did.
of these guys. I mean, they still.
I still think the Bengals made a mistake taking Chase over Penny Sewell because he's looking good for Detroit.
Isn't Penny Sewell out?
I don't know. He
I think
might
he
be.
is.
I still think again when you're thinking about what is helping the Bengals win right now, it's scoring points, and that's what they're doing
Yeah,
with Chase.
you could also score points. When
You
have
can
more time
when you
to
have a good
pocket.
line, yeah.
Yeah,
They do have Joe Burrow trying to get rid of the ball as quickly as possible.
yeah.
So
It'll be a good game. Next,
Chiefs Titans.
Titans, and I think they kind of run away with this.
No way.
The way they're playing right now, people are coming back healthy.
I don't know. I think it's going to be back and forth, back and forth.
You know, I know running backs never win the MVP or haven't in a long time, but you got to consider.
Derrick Henry.
Can you name the last one to win MVP?
Earl Campbell?
2012.
2012.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson. Yeah.
Yeah.
He beat it out over Peyton.
You want to hear something crazy from me? I'm off my Chubb as the best running back in the NFL right now. It's Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry is the best running back in the NFL right now.
That would have been my vote for the last 2 years.
If Chubb was healthy right now, I probably wouldn't be off that stance. I think he is the most talented. But
from what I see from Derrick Henry, he's a 6'4" mutant.
dude, after watching last night, I just can't.
When he can turn the speed up, most guys that size cannot run that fast.
21.8 miles an hour on a 74-yard run. Dude, that's absurd.
Here's the other thing, too. That guy does not get tired. He looks just as good at the end of a fourth quarter.
Now,
than he
again,
does at the beginning
better.
of the
Didn't
first.
you see his averages?
They were laughing about it
was
last
crazy.
night. They were like, if you look at it, first quarter, it's like 2.3 yards per carry.
Yeah.
Third quarter or second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, his yards per carry go up.
Yeah.
But again, when you keep pounding him, he doesn't get tired, and then by the fourth quarter, those holes open up.
Right.
But
That
people act
defense is
like
tired.
he's just mowing over people at that point. No, he's sidestepping and taking off. Like he's actually avoiding contact later in games and still getting those yards. Like, it's crazy.
If he was a little bit more of a cutback runner, he doesn't quite have the cutback ability. If he did,
Doesn't really need
Ooh,
it. Like, he's
man.
pretty successful at what he does now.
He
He's
is.
just so good at picking the hole and hitting it. He just has such great vision. Chubb's not number 2 for me, and a lot of it has to do with availability. That's really what it
I
comes
mean, he
down
hadn't
to.
really
And I'm
had
not
a lot
gonna
of
deny
issues
that.
until this year.
Huh?
Hadn't had a lot of issues.
Chubb's been out a couple games each year.
He's had some injury issues,
I'm
and
pretty
this year
sure
just
he's
had
hurt
to.
when he
It
got
knocked him
drafted.
for me. He's now 2. Henry's
So,
1.
Chiefs are favored. It's in Tennessee.
I think that's ridiculous,
What's the points?
5.5.
dude. The
think I
Chiefs.
take
Here's
Tennessee.
one that I do remember really well. Greatest show on turf, averaged just over 7 yards per game, the highest average in NFL history. The Chiefs' defense is allowing above 7 yards per play. The greatest offense in NFL history is what the Chiefs are allowing and then some to everybody they've
So-
played.
That's bad.
I think this game is a bad matchup for both teams.
Derrick Henry's running for 250.
The over and Vegas agrees.
And 3.
The over is 57.5.
That makes sense. Because not a defense is going to show up.
Yo,
so-
I'm taking Tennessee in the points.
I think Tennessee in the points is a good play. I think Chiefs.
I'm also going
I still think
Henry
Chiefs
first
win the game.
touchdown score. Henry 2 touchdown score.
Over 100 yards.
Henry over 129.
Yeah,
man.
no, it won't be just 100.
And you want to know what the
It'll be
sad thing
120.
is? That's not even going to pay that well. Because they're like, yeah, we all know it's coming.
You take the over 120. It'll be like 120. for
Take
the
Henry
yards.
over everything, and you
And
might win a
and
dollar.
And a touch.
Right.
And you'll get probably plus 150.
You want to know what my other argument is, though, on why he is and has been the best? Because the other thing that you're not including is yards, because we discussed this, right? Yards after first contact.
Oh,
But
his
the other-
yak's absurd.
Yeah, but the other thing, too, is how he manhandles people. Did you see that guy? He stiff-armed for 5 yards?
Yeah.
Dude, last night he had more yards after contact than the entire Buffalo
They
team
showed
had rushing.
they showed a training video, and one of his training videos, he's on like one of the balance balls, and they have guys that come up to him, and he literally just pushes them while he's on a balancing
That
ball.
guy is a monster, man.
And
Best
they,
running
they were
back in
just
the
like,
NFL.
Yeah.
they were like, that's why he can
No
do
question.
the stiff
Listen,
arms.
him and DK Metcalf need to be studied for the rest of, like,
They're crazy
they're
specimens.
yeah, absolute freaks of nature, man.
Tennessee wins, and not by a little, in my opinion.
That's
No,
bold.
I mean,
That's
you
bold.
saw Patrick
That
Mahomes
defense
get into
couldn't
a lot of
really-
trouble,
I
and
just want to. I've been
I think
fairly
that they
accurate
can-
on my predictions here of recent when it comes to blowouts, not blowouts.
that's true. Okay.
I feel like this is
Well,
not going
I
to be
kinda
good for the
called last
Chiefs.
night's game.
I think the Chiefs will win, but I would take Tennessee in the points.
Yeah, I'll take Tennessee in the points.
I also think like the last team who has the ball will probably win because I don't think either defense can
Stack
stop.
a huge parlay
That's
with
true.
Henry.
I don't think that I
the other crazy thing is that
Tennessee wins by 2 possessions.
Henry has run for longer than what is it? I think it was like 80% of passing touchdowns. Like
Sure,
his
I believe
scoring
that,
plays.
yeah.
That's just ridiculous, dude. Where you're more likely to run a longer play than you are to pass it when you're Derrick Henry. I don't know, man.
Real
Guy's a
good.
monster.
Real good, real good. All right, next.
Eagles Raiders.
I'm actually excited to watch this game.
I'm gonna take Philly in the +3.
Interesting.
It is +3.
I don't like that. I think the Raiders are going to win. I think this offense is going to get opened up even more now that Gruden's gone.
That's what I said, though, right?
You did.
Yeah. I said, listen, Gruden was the problem. Now they get to
Look,
play 4 quarters.
I said I like Gruden. I'm not going to come away from that. I do like the guy. Obviously not like now that I know some of the things he's said and done.
Well, let's just say you like him as a coach,
but
maybe not his
I
character.
thought I did have higher regards for him. And a lot of it had to do with the way Derek Carr talked about him and still apparently talks about him. But I was wrong, obviously, because they played pretty well last week on short notice of everything. And I think Henry Ruggs is going to start looking legit.
We'll see.
I guess I'm in the minority when I say his character was better than him as a coach.
Ouch.
Wow.
Ooh, that's real bad.
That's real bad.
Real bad.
I have never liked him.
I like the Raiders in this, and I'm not going to say blowout, but I do like the Raiders in this.
Yeah, I think so too. But I do think this
I
is
don't know. I just don't.
this is that change, man.
I
The,
like Philly in
the
the points.
Raiders are finally going to actually start looking like they could play an offense, and all the pieces that they put together are actually going to.
I had multiple Raiders fans talk to me this weekend, and all of them are like, "Oh, I didn't think we were going to do that." And I was just like, "It's pretty. I mean, there's a lot of data to show like the first game after a coach gets fired,
Yeah, they're
the
all
team
hyped
plays
up.
really well.
Yeah, they're hyped. They're trying to
After
disappoint
that,
guy
all
stepping
bets are
in.
off. But that very first game,
Yeah.
because as soon as they did it, I said the Raiders
Normally,
are
I
gonna play
would
well.
see that, but this usually happens with bad teams, not
Yeah.
teams that are projected for playoffs, and not teams with this much talent, especially on the offensive side
That
of the
is the
ball.
big caveat. This was a very unique situation to lose a coach. Not like
I mean,
the
do they
others.
really
where
have talent other than Waller?
Well, I think yes. They just didn't.
I
know
think
how to
Edwards
use
has
it.
definitely showed he's talented. I think
Yeah.
Ruggs has shown he's talented, and he's about to break out. I'm telling you
think
right
so,
now,
too.
I think that dude's about to break out.
Yeah.
I think they have a really good running back in Jacobs, and a solid guy to back him up in Drake. Yeah, I think they have talent on the offensive side of the ball. I think Derek Carr is more than capable and can be a top 10 quarterback. He's proven that. That year he was going to be MVP. Threw for 4,500 yards, 30-plus touchdowns,
got
and then hurt
injured.
his neck or his
Yeah.
back or
Broke his leg.
That's what it was.
You were
I
getting
mean,
there. You're just working your way down.
It was the year after that he hurt his neck when they had that
He broke his leg against the Colts.
Going into the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, going into the playoffs. So he's had some injury issues, but he's proven he could be that caliber quarterback easy.
Yeah.
So I do think they've got the offensive weapons.
Eagles are just sneaky, man, and
They are. I just think now that
Yeah,
Gruden's gone,
they're-
after what I saw
they're a
last
weird
week,
team.
I saw some play calls last week that I thought Gruden was calling good game plans and they weren't executing. What I saw last week was actually Gruden was stuck in some old offensive ways, and they're
from
about
what
to
I
come
heard,
into
it
the
was
new age
more
of
about the
NFL.
Broncos playing shitty than the Raiders playing well. So
Well, you can't take away well.
I
executed
didn't
plays,
say the
though.
quality of the play. I said the play calls I saw. There's a difference. How you're getting guys out into routes, how you're getting guys open.
Yeah.
The schedule of plays that you're running. How many runs before you call a pass? How many passes before you call? What I saw last week made me think they're about to come into the new age of an NFL offense. They have the weapons to run more of a Kansas City offense than people think.
Do you want to know what's going to make me so sad? If Kellen Moore goes to the Raiders.
No, this is what's going to happen. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to save this, but this is what I think happens. It would not surprise me at all. Kellen Moore to the Broncos and Aaron Rodgers. I could see that happening legitimately.
Oof.
What I could see with the Raiders actually is Eric Bieniemy and that offense blows up.
I want Brian DeBall, but that's me. I'll take Brian DeBall.
Over Kellen Moore?
I would probably take either one of them and be very happy.
Yeah.
I like them both, but
Here's the one thing, though. Kellen Moore makes good players look phenomenal, but you saw what happened when he had to work with garbage.
That's any coordinator or any coach.
Well, yes and no. Not Nagy.
he's still growing. I mean, Kellen Moore is really young. He's still growing.
What about Brian
Yeah,
is he
true.
doing that's showing you?
I mean, that Bills offense is pretty damn good. Have you not watched the last 3 seasons?
I have. I just
He's been the OC.
Yeah.
He's in control.
He put
He
Josh
runs
Allen-
that whole thing.
Yeah.
Again, I think Kellen Moore would be great. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. Like flip a coin. I'll take either one.
Yeah.
But
Where
I do like Brian DeBall.
where you guys need more help with is the quarterback.
Is that because you guys
situation.
look alike?
I don't think he had anything to do with Josh Allen, where I think Kellen Moore had a lot to do with Dak Prescott. And that's because he was a quarterback.
Yeah.
And not just a quarterback. He was a damn good quarterback in college. Just couldn't quite translate that to the NFL.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's why I'm so excited about him. But then again, I was hoping for that with Justin Fields, not necessarily Aaron Rodgers. But I think the play calling that he could do with Aaron Rodgers would be absurd and great.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't care. Either one lands. Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't hate
I hear that.
Duvall, but I just don't. That wasn't necessarily.
He's going to be the hot candidate.
Yeah, dude's gonna get paid.
He's been
Well, yeah,
around. He's
absolutely.
done it for a while.
He's
going to be the hot candidate.
I'm very sad.
Kellen Moore will probably be. He's still like. I'm still so shocked he had no looks last year. It made no sense that he had no looks last year.
It was a hard.
I don't think it
season to
surprised
shine.
me because a lot of people were kind of on your weird eyesight of empty stats to start the season, and then he didn't do much after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he had 3 different quarterbacks.
I know, and not all of those things are untrue. I just think that's looking through a poor set of glasses instead of looking at more of a total picture of what really happened.
Yeah.
But
Well, put it this way.
semantics is really what that is.
Yeah. So the quarterback that he had to try to win games with last season didn't even make practice squad this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So that goes to show the talent he was trying to work with.
Well, and the other one was promised a starting position, and regardless of the talent behind him, they still allowed that to happen. And now that he'll never play another down in the NFL as a starter. So he didn't have a lot.
Yeah. No, it was a rough year for him, but. Anyway.
But yeah, what game were we talking about, Pinky?
Well, we were Eagles Raiders, and then we got on a tangent.
Little tangent. Next.
Bears Bucks.
Bucks and move along.
Something tells me Fields this isn't going to be his breakout game.
Line is 12.5. Now the Bucks secondary is really bad right now.
Yeah, I'm just not excited for anything Fields because Nagy is still there, and I just don't see any way he can have a good season still. It's just not going to be something.
I mean, the Bears played well last week because I watched that game, and it was mainly because their defense was doing a pretty good job.
Sure. I mean, no Montgomery and their offense.
I will continue. Khalil Herbert's a badass back. They're not missing Montgomery right now. They just have people who cannot call good offensive game plans. They just don't. Fields is talented. Allen Robinson is there. Mooney is there. They have Kmet starting to look decent, actually. Just like I said, 4 catches, 80 yards. Like, they have some pieces there that are just fine, and they're just not using them properly. And I think Fields is more than capable. Look what Trevor Lawrence is doing. Fields is more than capable than doing that, and the talent level in Chicago is just as good, if not better, than what's down in Jacksonville.
Coaching's the problem.
And Urban Meyer is trash. So what does that say about Nagy and his staff?
Right.
Yeah,
Really
but
bad.
He's opened up the playbook a little more for Lawrence. There's a more downfield.
They're doing different things. Honestly, the biggest problem with the Jaguars that I've been seeing lately is Laviska Shenault. Dude can't catch COVID right now if he wanted. It's absurd. I don't understand. Like, quit throwing him the ball, man.
Jags do have a better senior staff, an offensive coordinator that's been around the league for a while. I mean, maybe they have a little bit more help for Lawrence, but it's still, like, come on, guys. It's bad. It's bad.
Nagy's
Next.
really bad.
Yeah.
Falcons, Dolphins.
Oh, I think this is sneaky. I think the Dolphins take this.
Tua looked pretty good.
He did. Him and Waddle. So I was pretty excited about
I'm
that.
not saying he's a franchise-saving quarterback, but if they build around that, I think they can have a quarterback of the future if they put the right pieces.
He looked better that game than he looked the entire last season. That's for sure.
healthy.
Yeah.
I said he's got a little bit more movement now, a little bit quicker step. He's making quicker decisions. He put the ball on the money with those dudes.
That's
too.
good because he'll look good on Houston next year.
Well, according to what's going on, from what I've heard in the rumors, Houston doesn't want him in return. So they've got to put a package together with picks and some other guys because they don't.
They've
want
got
to,
enough. They got enough picks.
They've got David Mills, and they're actually pretty happy with that. Apparently,
He's not been horrible.
No, that team's done
a rookie quarterback, and he hasn't played in 2 years. Basically,
He's done way better than you expect.
I told you guys coming into the season, if he gets a chance, he might be lightning in a bottle because he was the number 1 recruit in his class coming out, and then had some major knee issues. And
I
missed
still
a lot
think
of
the
time.
Texans are 3-3 if Tyrod's still playing. I'm just saying.
They're playing a lot better for that head coach than people thought they would. That's for sure.
Well, yeah.
They're playing way better.
Nico Collins is coming back. They might actually surprise some people the second half of the season.
Well, their morale's a little busted. You know what I mean? There's a lot of off-season stuff.
But they don't win this weekend.
Well, we'll get there. Jets, Patriots.
So who you guys got? Falcons or Dolphins? Though? I just want to hear.
I just got to take the Falcons.
I like your Dolphins pick.
I'm going Dolphins for sure. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm
what's
going
the
to take the
points?
Falcons. They're coming off the bye. Falcons 2.5.
I'll take the Dolphins.
Done.
Jets, Patriots.
This one's gonna be close. This is gonna be a close.
Oh man, how did the Patriots not win this game? But
Yeah.
I mean, oof.
The Pats in big.
I don't know, man. I thought the Pats and big against the Texans. Then I thought for sure the Cowboys were going to smoke the Pats.
I told you no on both of those, so start paying a little more attention here, Pinky. Pats by 13+.
Yeah, we didn't realize how much on the nuts you were of the Patriots, so maybe we should start.
Pats
listening
by
to your
13+.
opinion. You must be sliding into some DMs.
Hey, I told you I've been pretty good with these close games, not close games.
We need to get a board up here and just write them down.
Absolutely, man.
Panthers, Giants.
The Panthers started off hot, and they haven't been looking good recently.
Panthers should
Why
win
is
this
everyone
game.
blaming Darnold, though?
I don't know.
I don't understand that.
He's
I don't understand
he's
that
reverted a
scapegoat.
little bit with his turnover issues, so I could see why that's coming
DJ
up.
Moore and Robbie Anderson both had some issues catching the ball this
I think the
weekend.
play calling has lacked a little bit here recently.
Well, I think anytime you lose CMC, you're going to hurt
The offense runs a lot through him.
But Chubbard hasn't looked bad running the ball.
Yeah,
They've
but
still
he's
got
not-
weapons on
but
the
he's not-
outside.
he's
That
just
shouldn't
not
be-
dynamic.
It shouldn't be that big of an issue.
He's not going to give you
You
the...
know, when you have one major threat and then you have a second in
So,
DJ Moore.
When you have McCaffrey, you get explosive plays.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You guys
That
are.
absolutely
it should be
matters.
not. There should not be this kind of drop off. You're absolutely right, SP. It should not be this kind of drop off overall. Hubbard's still going like 16 carries for over 80 yards. That's more than 4 yards a carry. That's exactly what you want out of your running back. The wide receivers are still getting open. They have had some drops, like you just said. There's been some quirks. It hasn't been just
Yeah, but when
they
you can
lost
dump the ball
CMC.
off to CMC for 15 times and he goes for 95 and a touchdown,
Yeah.
you're missing a lot of offense there.
If he gets a 30-yard run, which he will do,
you know, that
and he puts you
essentially-
on the other side of the field in scoring range, like
I'm not
those,
saying he's
those
not a
matter.
game changer.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just saying it's not as big of a drop off as you guys are trying to make it sound like.
It helps DJ Moore. It helps.
Yeah.
Sure, you know what
Trumbull.
else hops it? Not dropping 3 or 4 balls a game.
But yeah, that was
It-
my
it does,
point with Chenault.
but-
Like, I'm like, they would
Their
have a
defense
different
isn't
season.
playing nearly as well as it did to start
Panthers
the
are going to
season.
win this game.
Oh yeah, it's
You
really.
think so?
I do.
Okay,
You're
dude,
like, hey,
it's how do you? That's a
Chuba.
tough team to lose against. The Giants
It
right
is.
now in their situation.
We were all wrong about Joe Judge. I don't think he's a good head coach. I don't. What is this, year 3 with him? He's lost the
You're
team.
2, right?
No, 3 because COVID. He had 19, right? COVID wasn't
Last
his
year
first
was his first year, yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I think he's already lost the team, personally.
He's also lost the team to IR.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Nobody looks like they're playing hard for the guy.
Well, you know.
So I don't care how many guys are hurt. It's
Well,
the
maybe
effort
they're
and
just
stuff
playing
you-
hard, but they're 4 stringers, so they don't look like they're
Don't.
playing
I just don't see it.
I mean, they've
I
had
was gonna say
they've
I
had
mean,
some
like,
competitive games.
I don't think he's a good
But-
head coach. I think I
They've
was
had-
wrong. I
they've
think
had
we were
some-
all wrong.
They've had some competitive halves, where they come out that first and you're like, oh, actually they might, and then the second half you're like, dude, you guys suck.
What are they going to do with Daniel Jones? You can't pay him.
Yeah, next that's the next GM's problem.
And you don't want to know what? I don't think the guy deserves.
You got to
a
make that
starting
decision
job.
this offseason, though.
Well, they still got the 5th-year option. They can pay him that 5th-year option if
You
they
know-
really want to.
If they're smart, they move him to running back because he's the only one who could put those yards up. Yeah, it's sad.
Not wrong with that statement.
Right.
We'll see if Saquon can come back this week.
It doesn't
There's not
matter.
even a
Talks
heater
to
on
Then
that
he'll
one.
be gone the week after. It doesn't matter. Dude's made of glass. So
We just talked about this last week, though. He doesn't necessarily have an injury history. He's had some freak injuries, and even you agreed with
no,
that.
that was a freak injury. But I just think that's the start. I think that's the beginning of his cascading effect of it.
That would be unfortunate. If
Yeah.
that freak injury leads to a glass career for him, then that would be unfortunate.
Yeah.
That would be unfortunate.
Would the Giants be happier if they would have just taken an O lineman? at
Check this
2
out. They can't pay
and
him
then
either.
drafted Nick Chubb at the 2nd round.
Think about this. They can't draft him either. I mean, pay him either. The money he's going to want, they cannot pay Saquon. They cannot
Oh,
pay
they're not paying
quarterback.
Saquon. That's not
The
even
Giants
an
are
issue.
basically going to have to start over this offseason.
Which is sad because
That's where they're at right
They
now.
got
Well, they
nothing
have to
for
start
those
over because their
years.
GM has been really bad.
Yeah.
Not even, dude, they could have a brand new GM. If Daniel Jones had hit, if Saquon had hit, if Martinez was playing as well as he had the other year,
He's hurt.
I'm just saying, like, if those things had all hit, even if a new GM
Martinez
came
was
in,
playing well before he
he'd
got hurt.
have an amazing thing to run with, right? That doesn't look like what's going to happen. It looks like they're going to be a really bad team here
Well,
in a year.
I feel like it's the same thing over and over.
They're going to
with
be a
the
bad
Giants.
team this year.
I was going to say, you mean they're still going to be
They're
a bad
injury
team.
plagued team every year.
Man.
They have not been able to
go
escape
from a
the
couple
injured bug.
miracle Super Bowl runs with that NASCAR defense and Eli and some of those guys to what they are now is quite
Those
the
were
fall
some
from
really
grace.
good defenses.
Quite the fall from grace.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna take the Panthers. They've shown me.
Okay, I'm good with that. What's
I'm
next?
good with that too.
We got the Washington football team going to Lambeau Field to play the Packers.
Good luck.
Does Rodgers own them too?
He owns everybody.
He's
Yeah, who does it? I'm trying to figure out
about
who is on
That Washington
list.
defense is bad.
What happened?
I don't know.
I have no idea. They
Now, here's a question. Does that say maybe Ron Rivera needs to go? He might have kind of helped the culture and they need to move on now because he's supposed to be a guy that can have defenses going. And for what that expectation was to what that is, it's the worst defense in the league.
Their linebackers and their secondary is not good.
They're the
Their
worst
front four
defense
is
in the
great.
league, and the Chiefs are in this league. Think about that stat I gave you earlier in that comment and then put that into perspective.
Are they really doing worse than that?
Yeah.
Dude,
they're
that's
bad.
terrible.
If their front four didn't have like 4 first rounders on it,
Yeah.
they could be like an epically like all-time worst defense
Yeah.
right now, the
Wow.
way they've been playing.
That,
The fact that Taylor Heineke's been keeping them
in
competitive
games, yeah.
is pretty amazing.
What's he been doing, Pinky?
Keeping them competitive,
Huh. So is he a capable quarterback then, Pinky?
not for the long run.
He just can't give you a good answer. You know what I mean? He's got to leave himself an out just in case. You know what I mean?
I've seen him play. He'll make some wild plays. He'll make some plays on schedule, on target. He'll make some good throws.
You want to know what?
But there's enough throws that aren't
Hey,
accurate.
Pinky, if
to
he's
be-
on the Broncos, they're a playoff team.
no,
Listen,
nothing's
Yeah.
gonna make. Well, the Broncos
Yeah.
technically right now today are a playoff team. They're the 7th seed, but that's not going to be for long.
Worst 3-3 team in the history of the league. We'll get there.
There was a 9-0 Chiefs team
I'm
that
just
was
saying,
pretty bad.
quarterbacks play a lot different.
I didn't
when
say.
they-
Did I say the worst
when they have a
9-0 team in the
defense.
history of the league? Hang on. What did I? I'm sorry. Did I? Oh, okay. Next, we'll get there. You already got me revved up at this.
So that's a pretty obvious Packer winner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Aaron Rodgers gonna be doing some discount double checking real early.
Here's where the lines get a little crazy. Lions, Rams.
Rams by a lot.
Poor Lions, dude.
Yo, are you
Line
kidding
is
me?
14.5.
Yeah, take that because you know why? Jared Goff can want to have a revenge game all he wants. Sean McVay has to prove that he made the right choice. So you think he's gonna stop when they're up like 21? You think he's gonna stop when they're up like 35? You think?
I was gonna say let's just compare win-loss, and I think it shows he made the.
I
right
think-
choice.
No, he can't just. It can't just be a win. Sean McVay has to prove, without a shadow of a doubt,
Yeah.
that they had to get Stafford instead of Goff. The only way you do that is by hanging points.
Yeah,
That's
and Aaron Donald might eat Goff.
Yeah.
Like that's going to happen. He's going to eat him.
All right, next.
I thought they were.
I
friendly.
I do want to say though, I think Dan Campbell is at least getting this team to play.
I
way
would love to
better-
have him as
way
my head
above
coach.
the talent on the team. Like they've
Everybody
got one of
kinda-
the worst rosters in the league,
Oh yeah.
and they're at least in games competitive. I mean, they lost one on the longest field goal in
Everybody,
history. Like
everybody laughed at his comments when he got hired. You know, we're gonna bite him in the kneecaps. Like that's never gonna leave him. I want that dude as my head coach right now. Like I would totally
I
be
don't-
satisfied and happy.
I
if he
don't
was my
quite
team's
know
head
yet
coach.
because we got to let it play out a little
Yeah.
bit. But at least for the first 6 games of his head coaching career, his team is playing hard for him.
I appreciate his passion.
Right.
You want to know what? Because to see that, and then to see like what we had to deal with the Cowboys, with our little league,
Garrett?
yeah, with our little league coach. You know what I mean? Out there just clapping his hands, handing out stickers.
I
you know
think
what mean?
calling him a little league coach is unjust to little league coaches.
That's
I think
true.
really what he is a parent volunteer.
Right, yeah.
So they're out there. It's somebody on the sideline that you have to have, but they don't really know all the
Right.
rules or what they're supposed to be doing. So other
clap
parents
his
are like,
hands.
Jason Garrett's a
Next
pretty
play.
good either what you could call a yes man,
Yeah.
a fall guy.
"Why are you
or
talking
a
about Jason
fluffer.
Garrett?"
Yeah.
Jason Garrett, who's a previous
Yeah, that's who I'm
coach of the
talking about.
Cowboys.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking about your current head coach.
Oh.
Well, he's not good either, but he was talking about
Yeah, I was
Jason
talking about
Garrett.
Oh, I'd rather have Jason Garrett over McCarthy.
Oh, you're nuts.
At least Garrett.
You're
At
nuts.
least Garrett looked like he was capable
No, he didn't.
Of what?
of being able
what?
to actually do coaching decisions.
Like what?
Wrong.
McCarthy doesn't even realize it's third down and he has timeouts.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
Listen, that was once. You put up with multiple seasons as
No,
Garrett as your
I'll
head
take Garrett
coach?
over McCarthy all day,
All
every
right.
day, any day.
And you will be losing that life. every
Garrett
single
has
time.
2 Super Bowls if they don't get screwed. McCarthy has 1, and he got lucky to have
But
it.
that trust me, that had nothing to do with Garrett. Nothing. To do with Garrett.
I think he.
No. We just had more talent.
You're a
than we were
jaded
being
Cowboy fan. I think it's.
given. Yeah, because I watched.
Well,
every
that
single
one
of those
one
games.
year, the catch year,
Yes.
that was literally one of the best triplet seasons. DeMarco Murray, Romo was on point, and Des Bryant
I think
was fire.
Romo owes a lot of his career to Jason Garrett.
Of mediocrity, sure.
Nope. I think you're doing.
Tony Romo's probably in the Hall of Fame if he had like a real head coach
I think
behind him.
Garrett got
I
just some
agree.
bad Cowboy luck.
No,
Just like a lot of Cowboy things that happened over the last 15, 20 years.
I'll disagree to the day I die.
So we can all. I mean, does anybody
Next.
want to take Lions
No,
in 14
next.
and a half?
Next.
No.
Roll them Packers all day. Next.
That's a Devontae Adams 2 touchdown game.
I would
like
not
that.
put
It's the
points
Lions
that
and
they
the Rams.
score 14
Rams.
points in that game.
That's a Cooper Cup 2 touchdown game.
Sprinkled in with a Robert Woods touchdown.
Oh, God.
All right. Another high spread here. Texans Cardinals.
Yeah.
Cardinals and roll. Let's move along. There's nothing else. Best team in the NFL right now. Undefeated. Move. Let's go.
Colts 49ers.
Ooh, this is going to be a good game. Colts might look like they have started to figure it out.
Maybe it's because they're at home.
Jonathan Taylor.
49ers are 4-point favorites.
Oh, I'm
They
taking
are
the
at
Colts.
home. But yeah, I'm taking Colts.
I'll take the Colts in that line for
49ers defensive backfield's banged up. They're pressured. Like Bosa gets a little bit of pressure, but nobody else is getting pressure.
Jonathan Taylor's going to run all over him.
Yeah, I like the Colts.
Okay.
I
on
hope
that
so,
one.
because I have bets that he was going to finish with more scrimmage yards than Eckler at the end of the season.
He's got to be there right now, isn't he?
No, Eckler's got a good amount.
After the last weekend?
No, well, because he was trying to play catch up for the first 3 games, because those were not good. for
Eckler didn't
Taylor.
play game 1.
Correct. Eckler did not play game 1.
Yeah,
And he
was still,
I don't know because he didn't do shit this weekend.
and I'm sure he's still higher than Taylor, because Taylor had a really bad.
Caleb's going to check it out while we move on to Saints Seahawks. Monday Night Football.
Gino's playing again.
Yeah.
It's going to be a competitive game.
He hasn't looked bad.
What's the points?
He actually has not looked like the Geno Smith from the Jets that I remember.
Saints 4.5.
It's not a
In
problem.
Seattle.
The fact that he looks bad. It's just that you needed Russell Wilson just to try to pretend you were a decent team, and Geno Smith is not going to be.
Well, the Saints defense is just going to.
Saints defense is going to
they're going to absolutely.
Because I think they're
destroy
better
them.
than Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to take the
Yeah,
Saints.
I'm going to take Saints here.
And
Easy.
trust me, I'm betting on turnovers on that one too. I'm talking, part of my parlay for sure.
Absolutely. All right. Tomorrow, or not tomorrow, I'm already on Thursday Night Football. Broncos Browns. Yay.
Hey, listen, with them having not their top 2 running backs,
Case Keenum's going to come in here and roll.
I think Case Keenum might actually win this game.
Yeah, I actually.
Jonathan Taylor has more overall yards right now from scrimmage than
Really?
Eckler.
Yes.
Jonathan Taylor's at 682 and Eckler is at 356 and 242, so 590.
That's minus one game though.
590, 600 even.
Yeah, minus one game. Yeah, if he played that first game.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I
But he's still 60 yards short, missing that game.
It's going to be close.
And the way
Taylor's definitely moving up.
the way Colts are playing and the way he's getting used and the way the Chargers play and the way Eckler's getting used, I see that disparity continuing personally.
I think it's going to be close.
I don't know. That was a tough game. 6 points. That's a rough one.
They'll come back.
Yeah.
They'll come back.
Yeah.
All right. Broncos traveling to Cleveland. Cleveland is still 3.5 point favorites at the moment.
As they should be.
I don't know. They're still not sure if Baker's playing. I think if Baker's not playing, it should probably be 2.5 Browns. But
If Baker's not playing, I could say an even line. I would be okay with that. Baker plays, Browns blow him out.
I would disagree with
And
that.
I will say that strictly because the coaching staff has proven to be the most inept coaching staff possibly in the NFL.
So-
because the
I
amount of
just don't
talent
think-
they have and the way they have looked.
Dude, listen, when you're playing a third string running back and a backup quarterback, I'm should be
they're
able to
missing
win
like
that
3
game.
O linemen too.
Yeah, their
Their O line is bad. Like Von
They're
Miller
busted
in
up.
his interview today was just like, I don't even know who the tackle is going to be. but no matter what, I have to kill this guy
Yeah.
because he hasn't played great the last couple games. So.
All right. So he's one of the guys who probably shouldn't have took a year off.
Hey, you know what I've decided Fangio isn't? A good defensive coordinator.
His game plans have not been good at all. His players have not
You know why that's a
rallied.
problem,
They've not
Pinky?
done anything.
You know why that's a problem?
They're a team built to win on defense.
Because he's our head coach. And he's not even good at the thing he was supposed to be good at. That's a problem.
Well, I mean, that's also what you start to see, right? Like, for example, Dan Quinn. He's a great defensive coordinator, in my opinion, to do what he's done with the Cowboys.
Great defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He also took a team to the Super Bowl. Fangio would never be anywhere close to that.
I was still Kyle Shanahan.
He was on the team.
Talk it all you want. He made the
When they went to
moves.
the
He
Super
made the
Bowl.
moves to put those people in positions to succeed, and that's what a head coach is supposed to do.
they-
I don't see Fangio putting anybody in position to succeed.
No, they're horrible. They're downright horrible.
You know what else this really smart head coach did that the Broncos decided to keep around? He decided to get rid of what I actually considered an up-and-coming offensive coordinator to bring in a treaded has-been that he keeps talking glowingly about. And the offense with all this talent looks like arguably the worst offense in the NFL.
It's pretty bad. His game planning, his play calls,
Which is sad because you guys got a lot of talent.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
Young
ridiculous.
talent, too.
They have missed Jerry Jeudy because they do miss that guy that's open on a regular basis. Like
Yeah.
Sutton and Patrick are not always open. They're big body receivers. They're meant to go up, get the ball. Like they'll box the guy out.
Even
But they're not wide open.
You know what else was really awesome? How they took that cornerback that's just playing so lights out and passed on a franchise quarterback. I mean, the Broncos have just made the most amazing decisions over the last couple of
Still
years.
not decided yet.
You want to know what though? Like
Oh, you'd still rather have Patrick Surtain over Justin
I don't know.
Fields?
I mean, again, it could be Nagy. Right now, Fields doesn't
It
look
could-
good.
It could
doesn't
be.
look good, yeah.
He doesn't look good right now.
He looked capable the last 2 weeks with somebody else calling plays.
Yeah,
Hopefully that continues.
we'll see. But
Nagy's horrible.
We just know not everybody translates well to the NFL. And I think that the worst thing about this is how detrimental it's going to be to his confidence to have to start his career on that sad team. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I'm just excited
Unbelievable.
that they're playing the team. You can tell the team has given up.
yeah,
They don't like playing for this coaching staff.
Worst 3-3 team in NFL history.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's pretty bad.
well,
At this point, I see them ending the season with a 6.
I mean, right now, I
record.
only see 2 games they can win right now. The game they're playing Thursday, and that's only because the Browns. If the Browns didn't have like 20 dudes on the injury report,
busted up.
they
Yeah.
would stomp the Broncos.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of dudes. A lot of their main players. Garrett's banged up. Clowney's banged up. Their secondary's banged up. Owuso's gone for. He's behind Parsons, but he's up there,
yeah,
right? He's out. Chubb's out. Hunt's out. Beckham's probably out. Baker might be out. Baker's got a labrum issue. You hit and land on him, and he might not play the rest of the game. Like that leads to probably a win. The only other game they might win is the Lions, and I'm not even sure about that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Lions, they might want it more than
I'm
you guys.
pretty sure I'm going to 5 games. I don't know if I'll see them win once.
What's the last game of the season?
Chiefs.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, good
As
luck.
bad as that defense is going to be giving up like 8 yards per play by the time we get to see that game at the end of the season. And the Broncos are still going to lose
What's
by
crazy
30
is
somehow.
because of what the Chiefs have done, losing the games they've lost, they're probably going to have to play in that game.
We were hoping that game could be playoff meaningful.
Yeah,
I don't see that for either team now. At this
No,
point.
it's meaningful for the Chiefs.
I don't think so.
They'll still be
Well,
bad. They're going
it
to
could
be
get a
battling.
wild card battle for sure. The Broncos aren't going to have a prayer.
No, Broncos will be way out of it by then.
So gross.
We're going to be like, I mean, Fangio would have gotten fired. Maybe Shermer gets fired first.
Yo, I could have ran this organization better than anybody doing it right now over the last 2 years. Easy, hands down, no questions asked. And I know fans say that all the time, but I fully 100% without question believe that.
pretty tough to say you could have done it worse.
I can't even argue against this guy.
Yeah.
Can't even argue against him.
Cheers to the next GM.
No, the GM's not leaving. It's his first year.
Oh, he probably should after his dumbass comments he made about why Locke is still here.
That might be more.
His
Elway,
only
but-
saving grace would be that was forced upon him from above. That is the only thing I'm hoping happened. Because if he made that decision as a GM, he should have been fired as soon as that decision was made. Gross.
I mean,
yuck.
Technically, they might have been better off with Mac Jones. He's not looked horrible.
Again, they would be winning with Justin Fields right now because he would be the best quarterback on the roster.
They'd be winning with Justin Fields if they had an OC who could call plays for Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And
Well,
this guy couldn't do
They
it.
draft Justin Fields if they had fired the entire coaching staff and built the way. Again, really bad choices have been made over and over again.
Mistakes have been made. Which, again, I've been watching, Broncos Twitter, all that. There's so much negativity out there. It's like, guys, this is awesome. This is good. We know changes are coming. Because what would suck would be us going like 9-8, making the playoffs, and the whole coaching staff stays another year.
Right.
When we know we need to rip that Band-Aid off and get something else going. Team's going to get sold. New coaching staff.
Jay-Z and Bezos coming in or what? Like, who we got?
I mean, I think they said there's only like.
I'm good with either of those
Hey,
options.
who we got? Who we got?
I mean, yeah, I'd be good with either one.
Yeah. Bezos is going to fly the team to the moon, and, Jay-Z's going to up their, sneaker game.
Bezos buys the team. I guarantee they find another stadium. Or they build another stadium.
Well,
Out of downtown.
He's got nothing else.
Yeah, out
he's
of
got nothing
downtown.
They'll
else
go
to
down
spend
by
his
Dove
money on.
Valley out east and south, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, because they'll build a mega structure.
Yep. Just like Dallas did. It'll be a complex of everything.
Absolutely.
That'd be dope.
I'm down with that. Makes it closer and easier for me.
Right? I hate that downtown area.
I love it.
I despise
I love that. The way Denver to me is arguably the coolest
So-
downtown city in America because, and this is why, all their major sports stadiums are down there. Coors Field, Mile High, Pepsi Center.
Yeah.
They are in downtown. All the bars and restaurants are set up in such an area that they are all together as well. And the actual business district of downtown is up off to the corner of it. So when you're downtown hanging out in Denver, you are in the nightlife. You're not trying to walk around and find it. You are in it at all
When
times.
you are
I
making
think
an
that's just cool as
experience
hell.
of it,
Yeah.
awesome. If you're that person that's like, hey, I need to beat traffic because there's way too many people here, you don't like
But
that.
to me, that's not an experience. That's not an experience I take and quantify into
So-
when I'm talking about sports events and stuff.
I-
That's you're going to deal with traffic. You're going to deal with line, whatever.
Yeah.
It's what can you do in and around that creates that experience. So think about somebody coming into Denver on a game day for a Broncos with their team as an away fan. You stay in a hotel downtown. You don't have to get an Uber. You don't have to get a rental car. You walk over to the stadium.
you're probably going to Uber. You're probably going to Uber.
Why?
but-
You walk from the Pepsi Center, don't you?
I mean, there's
a parking lot right there that
There is
you
a
walk
parking
from
lot.
over to the stadium.
Yes, because I parked my car
There are 5 or 6 major hotels within 5 blocks of the Pepsi Center. I'm saying you can have all of that experience. You never have to leave the downtown area, eat, drink, have fun, never have to get in a car and worry about any of that. And I just think it's one of the coolest downtown experiences there possibly can be because everything's right there at your fingertips.
super cool. Next Sunday, I get to go see the Broncos play the Redskins. We are going to.
Oh, that should be a game you had on there that they could possibly win.
I'm not even sure they can win that game right now.
Well,
the
I'm
way
just
they're playing.
saying,
I've seen the Redskins play pretty good, so I don't even know if I'd call that a game. Like, could they win it? Maybe. Yeah, sure. Okay.
Might be a
I give them
3-point
maybe.
game.
We're gonna go up for the game. We're gonna go up early, hang out, watch the early games, go in, see the game. Once the game's over, we're gonna grab a bite to eat. We have 8 p.m. tickets for Mayo Wolf, and then we're gonna stay. We're gonna go maybe hit a bar for Halloween, and we've got a hotel room for the night.
Nice. And the following week,
So-
you're going to Dallas.
And I mentioned that to the wife. She's like, "Wait, so you're doing all of this, and then you're going to Dallas the following week?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
She was not happy.
It's going to be fun, though.
She's not happy.
It's going to be fun, though.
All right. Let's move into Zach's corner.
Are
a little
Broncos
bit.
going to
He's-
win?
No. Move along.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I'm taking the Broncos, too.
I got the Broncos unless Case Keenum comes
I'll
in
take
here.
Broncos in 3.5 points right now, which is the line.
Good luck with that, guys. Zach, let's bring you back here a little bit, buddy. What do you got on a fantasy outlook here? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? How are things in your neck of the woods?
Play Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
Mic drop.
solid advice, sir. Solid advice. I will say, You got any of the Baltimore skill players right now? You're feeling really good finally.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown's looking like a legit number one.
Play your Rams.
Andrews is looking like a legit top 3 tight end again. So that's nice. Running backs, stay away from Baltimore running back situation. No idea what's going to happen.
You want no
there.
part of that.
No idea. I will say grab Bateman too. If you have any opportunity, if he's out there, I think he's going to start going 5 to 7 catches, 70 to 100 yards a game to end the season if he stays healthy. Bateman's going to be big at the end of the year.
I agree with this guy on that point.
Rams guys, Pinky's right. You got Rams guys. Play them hard this weekend because, like I said,
Woods.
McVay is going to look to prove that he made a good choice with Stafford, and they are going to sling points this weekend.
Yeah,
hard.
they're gonna light up that Lions D.
Hard.
Yeah, this is probably going to be like a 35
I also think though,
game.
I don't think the Rams defense has played great, so I still think it'll be competitive for a little while.
for probably the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, it'll look super competitive still when it's like 24 to 10, and you're like,
Yeah.
and then you realize it's the end of the first quarter.
That'd be a really fast first quarter.
Yeah, trust me, I've talked some trash. I'm like, hey, remember back in the first when it was close? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The good old days.
I will say, if you have CD Lamb, you are thrilled, and you are not removing him from the game at all.
Except for this week because he's on a bye.
Well, obviously, but I'm going forward. That's
Please check your bye weeks this week, guys.
check your bye weeks, people.
This is a rough one for me.
Check them.
On a side note, real quick, can you imagine though if it was Trayvon Diggs and Patrick Surtain on the other side of him instead?
Then you wouldn't have Micah Parsons. I think Micah Parsons does you more.
I don't know about.
I think he
that.
does you a lot more.
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
because he's actually
Well,
putting
then
pressure on the quarterback.
We probably still have Jalen Smith though. So
I don't think that does any good either, though.
think
Micah
they
Parsons
would've
is
done
rushing
good
the
enough.
quarterback right now at a level that nobody else on that team is doing, which is allowing Trayvon
He's-
Diggs to do what he does.
Right now, he's a chess piece that you're using well.
Yeah.
If you didn't have that chess piece, there'd be some other deficiencies.
Yeah,
So.
well, I mean, it's like
You wouldn't have a pass rush right now, honestly.
You take away, quarterbacks one of 2 ways, right? Of course, obviously with a good secondary, a good pass rush. I'm just saying is if you have Surtain and Diggs, they're blanketing your 2 best receivers on there. That also makes things a lot.
I think if your
different.
quarterback has all day to throw, though, then those 2 are null and void.
Well, they wouldn't have all day. I mean, our defense is pretty.
You
solid.
have no pass rush right now. Literally, Lawrence is out.
Gregory's doing
Gregory
pretty
isn't.
good.
Yeah, Gregory's looking good. He had
He's been putting some
2.
good pressure.
Look, I'm a Nebraska boy. Gregory's my guy. He hasn't looked like I had expected him to.
Well,
Actually, he's looked pretty good this
who's
year.
been disappointing me is Evander. He's kind of been.
Yeah.
He's been kind of non-existent.
But again, he wears a neck brace. I have warned
yeah,
you
man.
about
That's
such
as soon as
things.
you
I
put
get
on
it.
that neck brace.
dude's trying not to be a quadriplegic.
Hey,
all right?
I
I hear
mean,
that.
you might have a ton of skill, but that neck brace goes on, and I'm going to start removing your rating.
Well, he's
If
definitely.
I'm a Madden Raider, that neck brace comes out, you're losing 15 easy.
It's just weird how some players get better amongst talent and some get worse.
Oh, agreed.
And
That's
Vander Esch is
so true.
definitely turned into one of those.
So
guys,
the one thing that I've noticed watching Diggs is he plays the ball like a wide receiver,
absolutely,
which he
That's-
started at Alabama as a wide
Yep.
receiver.
And then the cornerback guru moved him onto the defensive
yeah,
side.
he wanted
taught
to
him
be
what
just
do,
like his
and
brother. Go out there, run those routes, and
So
He's got wide receiver hands, man.
Sure does.
He's right now. He's defensive player of the year.
I will say, if you're looking for some sleepers this weekend, if Cordero Patterson is still available in your league, you need to snatch him up immediately.
There's pretty much no way he's available in the league.
I've still seen him available in some redrafts, amazingly enough.
there's definitely
16
people not
leagues.
Definitely people not paying attention.
It is. I'm just saying. But that's not really a sleeper. The sleepers I'm going with here, I would look at Dearness Johnson with Cleveland. Chubb and Hunter both out. That could be a sneaky pickup. Rashad Penny and DJ Dallas with Seattle. One of them's going to go off. I cannot tell you which. I think DJ
And-
Dallas has a better chance.
And Rashad Bateman is your guy to
Rashad
pick up.
Bateman, I would also say, is going to be a sleeper this week. I think he's going to have a big game.
Brian Edwards.
Edwards could. Absolutely.
Ruggs is the one to pay attention to, in my opinion. I actually think he's going to have a big game.
I told you he's breaking out here now. I truly believe
But
that.
I also said, though, the problem was Gruden, that he has absolutely no
You
idea
did.
how to coach a first half.
You absolutely did.
So-
and now I'm on that. I'm with you.
I'm
It took me a while.
moving Ruggs all over the formation.
Absolutely.
I'm making you declare
Getting him the ball
who's
in open
covering,
space.
who's not covering.
Renfro should be off the field and Ruggs should be taking all his routes. That's honestly how I feel about that, basically. Because they get Renfro in open space because he can't really do.
Renfro and Waller's like the safety guys.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
And
I
then
think Ruggs
Ruggs
could
and
be
Edwards
the
are the
safety
deep
guy
guys.
with Waller.
yeah.
With his speed and him in open.
I could see
We're
that.
going to find out real soon,
Yeah,
though, for
we will.
sure.
We will.
Ruggs could actually be a nasty sleeper to be a top 10 receiver by end of the season. There's
that's a little
potential.
bold. That's
There's
a little
potential
bold.
to be there. He's got what, 4 or 5 catches now, 40+ yards,
Yeah.
and 4 touchdowns.
But
Third of the way
he's
through
not
the
getting
season?
he's not getting the volume to be top 10.
Yeah.
But was
well,
that John Gruden's play calling, which is what SP and I are kind of saying, which
that's-
means
I definitely
instead of
think that
4 to
was the
5
case.
targets a game, he's going to start seeing 7 to 8.
Gruden thought he could still run the ball, and I'm like, I don't know what you're smoking, dude. But whatever it was right before those emails too. Because obviously that wasn't the case. Like, they should just be a pass-first team. They're too beat
Well,
up.
when you have a quarterback who can throw the ball. That's
Yeah,
what this NFL
absolutely.
allows you to do.
yeah.
Zach, you got any tight end advice for people who have gone sleeper with Knox and really worked out, and now he's gone?
Zach Ertz.
Yeah, Zach Ertz going to the Cardinals.
Although Kyler Murray doesn't use the tight end a lot.
I don't know. Williams was doing decent.
He was. I agree. Ertz could do really well down there.
I was kind of shocked they did
all,
that.
all
but-
I know is they got a lot of options. Kyler can put that ball wherever he wants now.
Rondell Moore's looking really good as a rookie.
I think it's really sad that like Ertz goes out there and finally has a breakout game. They're like, later, dude. Sorry, we sold you out.
I
before
didn't see. What did they
kickoff."
get for him? Anybody know?
It was a defensive player and a 5th round pick.
Oof.
I mean, he wanted money. I mean, that's the biggest thing. He just wanted to get paid.
They've got Goddard. There's no reason to keep him anymore. I mean, that's really what it came down to.
Well, they went and got her.
COVID list. I mean, he's not injured, so
That's true.
he'll be right back soon enough.
Yeah.
So they could afford to let Ertz walk for maybe not necessarily his value. Of course, he hadn't had a great couple of last years, so
Yeah.
that's
Last year wasn't great. This
Yeah,
year
it's probably about
didn't
where he
start
needs
great.
to
I
be.
mean, but
and-
look who was throwing him the ball, and look at their coach. You know what I mean? So-
You say that, but Hurts and Goddard have been putting up really good numbers together. So when there's that chemistry with that guy,
Yeah.
and he just didn't have it with Ertz, so time to move on, get what you can, and I think it's best for all parties. I don't think this was a situation
I
where
think so,
everybody's
too.
really.
Listen, he has a much better chance of getting a ring over the Cardinals
Yeah, he
than he ever
does.
will at the Eagles.
Yeah, he
So,
does. Yeah, he
unless he's
does.
stealing it from one of the other players on the team, he ain't getting one there. So
Another sneaky play, if you're not paying attention and they're available, go snatch up the Arizona Cardinals defense off the waivers and start playing them every
Yeah,
week.
not playing bad at all. Not
yeah,
playing
surprisingly,
bad at all.
Top 5 defense right now.
that's crazy.
So you see that I could go sneaky under the radar right now because of big name defenses that people usually like to stick with for the season. Stream that, let it ride, and move along.
Yeah, good stuff.
Zach, anything else? I know that bet really put you in a sourpuss mood for the evening and
I don't know why.
really brought you down. But do you have anything to add to this glorious conversation that you've been a part of?
No.
All right, killing it, dude. Keep it up. Yeah.
It's just one of those nights, man.
Hey, I hear you, bro. I had a long night/day.
He's here, people. He still loves hanging out.
That's right.
I can say go ahead and waste all your fab on Dearness Johnson, would you?
I mean, I did mention that as my first sleeper for the weekend.
Yeah,
so.
that way you used all your fab for 1 week.
Right.
Hey, if it gets you that win, baby, ride with it.
There you go.
Hope you guys come back healthy and more power to you. On that note, enjoy your whiskey, enjoy your time with friends, family, and fun. We're out.
I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. Even if the beat stops, my soul will not leave. If I never stood tall, nobody will ever see. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. Even if the beat stops, my soul will not leave. If I never stood tall, nobody will ever see. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. I can show you where my heart's at, see it on my sleeve. Even if the beat stops, my soul will not leave. If I never stood tall, nobody will ever see. I can show you where my heart's at.